Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? My name is Raghu Adibatla, and this is Talking Funny. What's up, guys? My name is Raghu Adibatla at RRA Comic, and this is Talking Funny. I do this every week, usually on Thursdays, sometimes other days. And I'm always interviewing a comic, learning about their journey, when they started. A lot of them I know well, a lot of them I don't, but it's always great to learn where people are coming from, what got them started and that whole journey. So tonight my guest is Hannah Belmont. She's been doing comedy for a little while, and she's been on fire, just doing a lot of shows. She just recently hosted at CG's Comedy Club, a big club out in the suburbs. She's been featuring and doing a lot of great things. So we're gonna have her on shortly. But before we'll just wait for her. And I do this every Thursday. I've been doing it. I started in the pandemic, in 2020, and a lot of people were home. Places were closed, comedy clubs were closed. I thought would be a great time to get to know comics, so let me see what's going on here. Let's get Hannah on. And then, I was doing it through 2020 and then a little bit in 2021. And I stopped for a while. Things were opening up, and it was harder to get people on. But you know what? I thought, let's start it back up because I want to know, I want to know more about the comics that are out there. I'm meeting more and more. And so it should be great. Got my friend Sachin on, best in Chicago. Thanks, man. I appreciate your support. He always comes to shows, is one of my friends. So still she'll get on soon. Let's see, what else can I talk to you guys about? A lot of shows coming up. I was just in Los Angeles. That was a lot of fun. You got different cities, different scenes, and I see Hannah popped on. We're gonna let her wait a little bit because she made me wait a little bit. So we're just gonna mess around, Yeah, that's how it works. If you arrive late, that's what. No, I'm just playing. We're gonna bring her on right now. Here's Hannah. Hey.
Hi.
Are you able to hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great for a Thursday night, almost weekend. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, oh my God, I was trying to find a place to film because I wasn't sure if my roommates were gonna be here. And then I went downstairs and the common rooms were all taken. So I had to run around, but I'm here now.
You're in school right now, right?
Yeah, I'm at Oberlin right now.
So awesome. Common room. I haven't heard that in a long time. That's where everybody gathers and doesn't study and just hangs out, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I caught two people having sex on the couch in the common room
Whoa,
the other day.
wow.
Which was a lot for a Wednesday night. But yeah. And it was I live in Jewish house, so I was this feels like a hate crime, but I'm not sure. It was very weird, but
that is hilarious. You know what? Forget the interview. Let's talk about this. This is interesting. This is
my college escapade.
People are now interested in what school you go to. I think I think you're like, hey, Sachin, are you still on? I know my friend just joined and he's like, I don't know. He's interested in crazy things like that. But yeah, no, let's talk about you. I know you just started not too long ago, but you've been doing a lot of shows. I know I've seen you out there. You're hosting shows, you're featuring, you're just on fire right now. And you have a bit of improv in your background, theater. You do a lot. And I want to know, first of all, how you got started into stand-up comedy, particularly, and when that came about, what got you interested?
Yeah, so basically I got interested in like comedy in general because I did speech team at my high school.
Sure.
And I got placed in comedy just randomly. And I was like, okay, I didn't think I was funny. And then I like did it and I was like, oh, like I really like this. And then
Right.
my senior year was when COVID hit. So, and I'd been like wanting to try stand up because I'd gone to one of the comedy camps in Second City and I tried it once there. I
Okay.
was like, oh, this is fun. I want to do this more. But I was
Sure.
like 16 and also like, and then COVID hit. And then
Sure.
once we kind of got out of COVID, like early June, I'd seen a couple people I knew were doing like open mics
Okay.
at like the Comedy Shrine and like
Sure.
CG's, which are really close to where I live back home. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like I want to try that. So I went and I really liked it. And so then I just kept going and now I'm
Yeah.
chilling. I think like the first open mic I did was like it was early June of 2021. So like I
Okay.
want to say like June 4th. Like
All
whatever
right.
that Monday of that week
All right.
was the first time I did it.
Wow. So you're not even a year into it.
No, I'm like I
That's
think 9.5, 10 months
yeah.
maybe.
I think a lot of people would probably say that they would not believe that you're only a year into it. I mean, you're pretty good. I like your jokes. You write well. And you're edgy. You got a bit of edginess in your jokes, and which is great. And you're one of the youngest comics that I've ever actually talked to, and that's why I wanted you on the show, because I want a perspective from somebody who just started as young as you, and you want to do this. Who were your influencers in comedy?
So I think there's like a I just saw like a bug fly on my desk. I'm so sorry. I got very confused.
No
Um
worries.
yeah, I think so. John Mulaney was definitely like the first comic that I
Okay.
saw like and that I was really like inspired by, I think.
Okay.
And Taylor Tomlinson too is another huge influence. Like I just saw her live, which is really exciting. And then she's got a
Nice.
special coming out, which I'm excited for. I think a lot of I also think like Maria Bamford is a very big inspiration for me just because
Okay.
I've kind of started doing more of like almost I've it's been described as other people as like almost a neurotic style of like speaking when I'm on stage.
Right.
And like it works, but I kind of think I like I've watched a lot of Maria Bamford and I really like the way she tells the stories where it's kind of also
Right.
in that like frantic neurotic sense. So
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
yeah, I think I could definitely those are definitely like my big inspirations.
Great. That is awesome. That is awesome. Both really, really good comics. Really good influence in comedy. So that's great. Do you now? I know you. Did you start with improv before, where you were doing a lot, and you still do, right? You're improv.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um
Okay.
I started kind of with improv. It was like the type of comedy we did for speech team. It was like sketch, but I also
Okay.
had like taken a couple improv classes. I did like improv
Sure.
club at my high school.
Okay.
Um but yeah, it was like very little improv. I started getting like really into improv. I think around the same time I started doing stand up. Like
Right.
that's when I kind of like fully was like, okay, this is like fun. I like this.
Nice. I'm so glad they have that now, things like that. I don't know. When I was in school, they didn't have that. They just called me a class clown. That's it. That's I started my own improv club secretly in class. It's so cool that that you're able to do that. And has improv helped you with stand up?
I would say definitely. I
Okay.
sometimes like when I do stand up, I like improv a little bit of the jokes just because
Okay.
like usually like I try and stick to a script, but if I like think of something like right like while I'm on stage and be like, okay, I'll say
Yeah.
this, and then it like
Yeah.
helps. And it also
Yeah.
I found that it helps a lot with like crowd work.
Okay.
Um which like that terrified me at first, crowd work,
Yeah.
but then I like started doing it more and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is like fun. I like this. But
Yeah.
I think it definitely helped with those aspects.
You've already adapted a lot of great skills, I can tell. Because like, one thing is you're already starting crowd work, which is great, like, trying to do that. And the other thing I always think about is, does improv help with crowd work? And I think it does. And, and it differs, of course, from comic to comic, but, do you think it's something that you would wanna keep doing, crowd work?
I think so. I wanna,
Okay.
like, try and get better at it. There's a couple
Yeah.
shows, in Cleveland that are, like, solely crowd work based.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't done them yet, but they look
Yeah.
really fun, and I think, like, once
Yeah.
I get better at it, I wanna try it, but,
Yeah.
I definitely wanna try it
Definitely.
because also it's, like, good for, like, hosting too. Because like, I've
Yeah.
hosted a couple of times now, and I really like implementing, like, crowd work for that kind
Right,
of thing
right. Oh,
because it
yeah,
always
that's what
works.
hosting's about, right? You wanna learn the
Mhm.
audience, it's kind of learning the audience and a bit of material as well, but right off the top, you talk about, "Hey, who's out there? Where are you from? What's your
Mhm.
birthday? Why are you looking funny?" All this stuff, which is great. Getting to know the audience,
Yeah.
and, that's a great skill to have. I never I try to get into I don't do crowd work, but you're right. It is one thing that if you wanna do it, start doing it, start practicing right away, and, so, yeah, so you are starting really early, which is great. I mean, I wish I started when I was your age. I wish I did. But you have a style of comedy right now. Do you think that over time, do you see yourself, like, kind of experimenting with other types of comedy or trying to find your style, or do you think this is, you have what you want to do? How do you see your journey unfolding?
Yeah, I honestly, I'm not sure because like,
Okay.
I kind of went into stand-up a little bit blind. Like, I had
Yeah.
been kind of like the only thing I knew about it was when I did do, the Second City camp, I, like, asked some of the counselors, I was like, "What's it like doing stand-up in Chicago? I really wanna do it."
Okay.
And they were like, "Everyone's gonna be mean to you." Like, that was literally what they
Are
said.
you serious? That's what they said?
They were
Wow.
like
What?
they were like, "Be prepared for people to be mean to you." And
Okay.
I was so scared because I was like a little 16-year-old. I was like, "Okay." And, like, I
Wow. That's
yeah, and, like, part of me was kind of like, "Okay, like, this makes sense because like, I wore a back brace for, like, 4 years. I'm used to being made fun of, like, it's just, like, a natural thing that has
yeah.
happened. So I kinda went into it being like, "This is the only thing I expect to come out of this is
Yeah.
me being bullied." So
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
started doing it, I was just kind of, like, going with whatever happened, and then the style of, like that I have kinda now, like, the more neurotic, like, higher energy style,
Yeah.
that kinda just came from me, like, like, doing stand-up and, like, seeing, like, what worked and, like, experimenting with it.
Right. Right.
But I think it'll keep, like, changing. I just don't really know how. I think it'll just, like I'll probably just, like, try something else one day and then be
Right.
like, "This works. I'm gonna do this from now on," and then just, like,
Exactly.
see how it keeps
Exactly.
changing.
No, that's great. I think, that's always a thing, trying to find out what your material is going to be. And you'll find out more and more as you go along. All of a sudden you'll, write a joke that's like political, or you'll write a joke about some and then be comfortable with that. And then, it's all about finding your tone, right? It's all about, tell me about your writing process. Like how do you come up with material? Did you do a lot of research into it? How did that
Um,
work out?
yeah, so I guess, like, my writing process is usually, like I do a lot of passive writing. I don't like actively writing. Like, I hate, like, sitting myself down and being like, "I'm gonna write this much stuff." Like, I have to, like,
Right.
kind of just go about my day-to-day life, and if I think of something or if something funny happens to me, then
Right.
I'm just like, "Okay, I'm going to, like, write about this now." Like, it kinda just, like,
Yeah.
occurs. Like, this is gonna sound so bad. Like, my best jokes have come to me while I'm in, like, a state of, like, distress.
Okay. Okay.
Um, because like, I wrote my new closer.
Yeah.
I had COVID
Okay.
and it was in the middle of tech week for a musical I was in at school. And then I had to like obviously like stop and like go. I only quarantined for 2 days because they told me 3 days after I got tested And it was right after
Okay.
they implemented the 5-day quarantine thing.
Okay. Okay.
So for those 2 days, I was just, like, having a breakdown in my room, and I was like,
Right.
I'm gonna watch a movie and think of things," and I thought of my closer, and then
Right.
I was like, "I'm gonna try this," and I forgot I wrote
Yeah.
it, like, I checked my notes
Yeah.
app, and I was like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
might be funny," and then I did it, and now it is
Yeah.
one of my best jokes.
That's
Um
awesome. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's so great because yeah, that's a lot of people. We all draw from emotion. We all draw from what's going on in our life. It's personal, and that's the best kind of material. It's stuff that you're natural with. It's what you're going through. It's your situation, and that's the best kind of material. And I think you hit on one point about you were saying you get made fun of, or I mean, you got made fun of, and I'm familiar with that. Like that's how I started comedy. People making fun of my name and being Indian and all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, yeah, fine, just throw it at me. It was like that Eminem thing. Yeah, whatever it's the way I am. Like, hey, whatever you throw at me, I'm just gonna bring right out my creative outlet. And that's how I started stand up. But that's very important to know that. And that's comedy. That's what they say. Comedy, tragedy, it's all linked together. you
Yeah.
know it's one of those things. Did you do theater? You did theater, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a theater major, so
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so how's that going? What have you been doing in
It's
theater?
been good.
Okay.
I just did, a musical last semester, She Loves Me, and then I did, this semester, I'm acting in my friend's capstone project, which is like a series of, they're doing a series of sketch comedy
Okay.
films, so I'm
Okay.
acting in those, and then I'm
Awesome.
doing another musical
Mhm.
called Theory of Relativity, I think,
Okay.
so, I have a busy semester, but it'll be
That's
fun, it'll be
awesome.
good.
So great. So great. I think I was in one play. I had one line, but I was
Which
so
play?
proud. Oh my god, it was Pied Piper and whatever, and I had one job to do, a recorder. Like I had to play just a few notes. Just I had one job to do. It was a disaster. And I was the first one to talk in the entire play. I was really proud about that, but I just it was a failure. One line. One line. You mentioned you're in a musical. That means you sing, and I know you sing because you were in a band called Pocket Change. You still
I
are in that band, or
I am. I that y Wow, you've done your research.
I do my research. I do. And that's what I was gonna send you, and then I unsent the message. I'm like, I'm just gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask her. It'd be no fun if I asked on the side, and I was just like, I'm gonna ask her about because I listened to songs, a couple of songs. You sound really good. You have a beautiful voice. You sound really good. Do you still sing? Are you still do that?
Yeah, we haven't really
Okay.
done we're trying to record another album, but we're all
Okay.
very busy right now,
I
with
get it.
college and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I do still sing.
Okay.
I do mostly, like, musical theater and stuff,
Okay.
but,
Okay.
and then I do that band.
I liked it. It was like very jazzy, very ska-ish, ska band kind of thing. And I remember that kind of music back in college, and it was very upbeat. It was really cool. I liked it. But yeah, that's cool. Do you ever play in your college? Like you guys do
No,
with
it's
the
from,
band?
it's a band back home, so we're
Okay,
in Chicago, but,
right.
I think it would be fun to join a band in college because I go my school my school has, it's like a college and a conservatory, so there's, like, a lot
Okay.
of, musicians, obviously, but I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool name, Pocket Change. I like that. It's
Thanks.
it's very creative. Yeah, because I was watching all the sketches on your YouTube, the social distancing robbing, that was hilarious. It's like that is funny. Like, what if that is hilarious if like thieves were like, obeying the social distance and trying to work with that, and then it was cool.
Thanks.
I like
I haven't
that.
made sketches in a while. I need to
You
do that
you
again.
gotta keep doing it. You gotta keep doing it. They were hilarious, and your friends were funny. Keep doing it. Keep putting them out there. They're very creative. I liked, especially the mom. Oh my god, I was dying laughing. The mom interrogating them, because that's, oh man, I think every kid can deal with that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
something that every kid can relate with. Like, mom, just shut up. Like, stop asking me questions. Did you ask me if I had drugs? Like, what, that came in. It's like everybody can relate, and that's the thing. Like, these videos, people can resonate to them. And you're in college, and a lot of, I mean, there's like a huge market for that, for these videos, like kids watching. You're on TikTok. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you about social media. What outlets are you using? How's your experience been with putting out content? And
Yeah, so I use like Instagram and like TikTok and
okay,
YouTube like all pretty frequently. I used to like post on TikTok a lot more like during the pandemic.
okay,
I managed to get like 21,000 followers, which was really weird because I kind of just did like dumb sketches and just like dumb videos in general. And then once like COVID or not ended, but like it like loosened up, I kind of like stopped because I was like, "Oh, I have other things to do now." But
yeah,
I do want to like try and post more like sketches on
yeah,
TikTok and YouTube because it's fun. I like
it is.
I've had people like recognize me at my high school
Awesome.
who, like, were in middle school and then became freshmen, and they were like, "Oh my god, I've seen you on TikTok." I was like,
There
"That's
you
really
go.
weird."
That's
It
great, because then that's word of mouth. They're gonna tell other people, "Oh my god, this girl Hannah, she's hilarious. Like, these sketch videos, you got to check it out."
Yeah.
And I think that that's cool that you already have people recognizing you. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
I'm trying to post more on Twitter too. Oh my
yeah.
god, my biggest flex though about Twitter is, Kendall from Big Time Rush. I don't know if you know who they are. They're like a boy band from, like, the not early
Oh
2000s,
man,
like
I
mid.
I only know Boys to Men and Backstreet Boys and Sync, and I'm stuck in the 90s and the
uh
80s.
They're a little bit after them, but, one of the members
Yeah.
named Kendall follows my Twitter. I, like because
Okay.
I tweeted at him sophomore year of high school, and he followed me, and I, like, had to
Nice.
leave because I was crying. I, like, freaked out. But, yeah,
Oh
I'm trying
no.
to use Twitter more often for those
Yeah.
reasons, to get more random famous people to follow
Yeah.
me.
That's cool. I mean, you already have a strategy, I think, and you're starting. I love that you're, how old are you now?
I'm 20 now. I just turned
20.
20, like,
Okay.
2 months ago, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's great. Like, man, you're gonna, like, you keep doing this, whatever you're doing, the strategy you have, coming after these famous people or doing whatever, like, I don't know, you're on a good path here, and you have a long way. So that's awesome. Tell me about your family, your support system with your family. What do they think about your doing stand-up comedy, and what's that like?
They're pretty supportive.
Okay.
They like, my parents aren't, like, performers, like, they were, they're business people, so they were kind of confused at first when I wanted to, like, because 'cause I've always been, like, very vocal about the fact that I like performing and acting and stuff,
Yeah,
um, but they've been pretty supportive. They don't
that's
like that
good.
I go out, like, every night to go to open mics though, or, like, shows. They're like, "You need a break." I'm like, "No, I don't. I'm fine." But
Mom, it's what all the comics do.
yeah. But,
You
that's
gotta
always
get
fun,
out
and
there.
then yeah, exactly, and then my little
Yeah,
brother, he's, like, the complete opposite of me, like, he wants to be a
yeah.
neuroscientist and a brain surgeon,
Wow.
so that'll be
Wow.
fun.
You
I'll
should
be
talk asking
about
about
him for
that in your
money.
stand-up. You should definitely
I
talk about that.
should. He's
Your
never seen
bro
my stand-up before, though, I need to get him to.
how much younger is your brother?
He's he's 18 right now, yeah.
18. Okay, okay. Wow, that's cool. So do they ever, you ever run jokes by your parents? Or I know that I've heard your jokes, and I don't know, like, they're hilarious, but do you, ever run any jokes by them?
I've
Like
run a couple by
concepts?
them
Yeah.
because sometimes, like, they, like, insist on coming to my shows,
Okay.
especially if they're, like, far away, like, I did, a
Yeah.
show in Indiana, and then I did a show in Wisconsin, and my dad was
Yeah.
like, "I'll come with you just in case," which is good because we ended up getting a
Yeah.
flat tire on the way to Wisconsin,
Oh,
but,
wow.
they've both seen a lot of my jokes. I
Yeah.
don't like when they see some of
Yeah.
them because it's
Yeah.
a little awkward, but they've seen a couple.
That is awesome. What about, like, your friends? Do they give you any, like, "Hey, you should use this," or You should talk
I've
about this.
Yeah, I do. Oh my God. I get so many people who are like, put this in your skits. And I'm like, I'm
Your
not, that's
skit.
not what it is. It's like, I'm just like, okay, like, I guess. But
My God.
yeah, my friends are cool. Like we made like this tradition, two of my friends and I, we would go to when
Yeah.
we're home from school, we would go to like one of the Monday night mics every single week. And like the
Okay.
other two aren't comics. Like one of them has tried stand up and they did really well. But it was like we just kind of go and hang out and then like we go get Portillo's afterwards. Um
Nice. Oh,
it's very
Portillo's is
fun.
awesome.
Portillo's. I miss Portillo's. They need to branch out to Ohio so I can have it while I'm
Oh, there's
here.
none in Ohio?
No, because it's
Portillo's?
only in
Wow.
Chicago, and, like, it's in Chicago,
Oh,
and they
right,
have
right.
yeah, and then they have, like, one in Arizona for some reason, I don't know, but,
Randomly, they skipped, like, a bunch of states and said, "We're going straight to Arizona and putting one in there,"
Arizona,
and
yeah, it's so
something about
random.
it.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, that's great. Let me see. So tell me about your, like, future. Like, what do you see with comedy? What do you wanna do? What are your goals?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm kinda just, like, because at this point, like, I really like doing stand-up, and I think if
Yeah.
I could, I would just do stand-up all the
Okay.
time.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I know, like, I'd probably get burnt out at some point, which is, like, part of the reason I'm glad I do go to school in Ohio is because, like, I don't have the chance to burn out as
Yeah.
quickly as I probably would if I was just in Chicago all the time, like, my brain
Right.
would, like, because my brain, like I'm so scatterbrained, I would probably just, like, lose my mind, but,
Right.
no, it's like I think I definitely wanna keep, like, writing and performing, like, as I continue, and, like, I've befriended a lot of, like, film people in college, which is weird, but,
Yeah.
like, some of us are like, "We should write a TV show, we should do this," and it's like
Right, right,
it's very fun,
right.
um, but yeah, I think, like, right now, if ideally, I'd like to keep doing stand-up and then also, like, do acting and writing for, like
Right.
writing for a TV show would be fun. I think that'd
That
be very
would.
fun.
That
Mhm.
would, because you mentioned I know we were on a, interview before, Rudy Ruiz, I wanna give him a shout out.
Yeah.
He has a Before the Mic, podcast, and you were mentioning that you write a lot. You love writing.
Yeah.
So tell me about your writing. What do you like to write, and what do you yeah.
Honestly, like, I find, like, enjoyment in, like, most types of writing, like, even, like this is gonna sound so stupid, I love writing, like, essays and stuff, like, because 'cause
Okay.
I'm terrible at taking tests, so, throughout college, I have purposefully chosen classes where, like, the final projects are, like, essays and stuff like that, so I
Okay.
really like writing those, I like obviously, I like writing comedy, I love writing sketches, like, sketch writing is like, I don't know, it's just so, like there's so much opportunity to, like, make weird little,
Right.
like, nuances and stuff,
Right, right.
um, and, like, I don't know, it's just I like all of those a lot for, like, the most
Okay.
part. I think, like, in a perfect world, I would wanna, like, write a TV show in the same vein as, like, BoJack Horseman, though, like, I think that
Okay.
would be
Oh, yeah,
fun.
Yeah, I know that cartoon, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it's, like
Definitely.
it's a good mix of, like, humor and, like, important life lessons and, like,
Yeah,
sadness also, but, I
yeah.
think that would be fun.
That is so cool, and I love that you're doing that. Because keep doing it because you never know, like, where ideas come from and what eventually could become something, right? So, that's great that you keep doing that. Um, so I wanted to ask you about, like, being in the comedy scene, and are you one of the youngest out there right now? Like,
I
whenever you go to do mics and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. In Ohio,
Okay,
I'm definitely like, I haven't met anyone I think the youngest other person I've met in Ohio oh, geez, I wanna say that, like, 25. Like, I haven't met a lot of young Ohio comics. In
okay,
Chicago, there's, like I feel like in Chicago, like, there's a good group of, like, younger comics,
okay,
that I know. I don't think there are any younger than 19, because I think, like, the youngest one I can think of is my friend Adriel, and I think he's 19 exactly, or
okay.
18, 19.
Wow.
And then, like, I know a couple other 20-year-olds, but it's mostly, like, a lot of people who are, like, a lot older. Not a lot older, but,
Okay.
like, older than us.
Okay. Okay. No, it's so great because you're definitely starting a good time. You got a lot to, and you're already doing a lot of shows because you've hosted. Tell me about that experience. You were at CG's Comedy Clubs, a big club in the burbs. You go there. That's where I met you actually. You were
Yeah.
doing a mic. And but yeah, you hosted. Was that the first time that you hosted?
No,
Okay.
that was, like, the second time I'd hosted for,
Okay.
like, a series of weekend shows, and I'd hosted,
Okay.
like, 1 mic before.
Oh, you hosted a mic too,
I've
right?
hosted a mic,
Oh,
yeah.
awesome. Okay, let's start with the mic first. What was that experience like hosting a mic?
That was fun. It was weird
Yeah.
though, because I got last minute notice that I was hosting, so I was
Okay.
like, "Okay, like, I'll do my best. I don't really know how to do this."
Right.
And it went
Right.
really well. It
Okay.
was very strange having to, like, find people, like, because there was one comic who I didn't know where he went, and it was,
Oh
like, a
no.
minute before his set, and because he'd come up to me, he was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
how many people left until I go?" And I was like, "Oh, you've
Right.
got, like, 7 people." He was, like, sick, and then he left.
Oh
And then I was like, "Where did he go?" So I found, like, my
wow.
friend who was going after him. I'm like, "Hey, if he doesn't show up, like, you go up." And finally, he comes in 30 seconds before, and he goes, "Sorry, I went to Popeyes." And I was like, "Why did you go to
Great.
Popeyes? Like, what?"
This
And
guy's
then,
a
like,
genius. If he had fun, to like went to Popeyes, ate, came back, 7 comics, and 30 seconds before, like he's pretty good at judging time. Or
I guess so. It was very strange, but,
that's
I
awesome.
liked introducing people because it was a mic where I,
Yeah.
like, frequented pretty often, and so, like, I knew a decent amount of the comics, so I liked having
Yeah.
little funny intros for them.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun, isn't it? Like, that's what I do
Mhm.
when I'm doing my I don't like to just say, "Here comes the next comic." Sometimes one time I tried to rap a little bit in the middle. I think they were laughing at me, but, I try to, mix it up, but yeah, host it. Where was this mic?
It was at the Comedy Shrine.
Oh, it was at the Shrine. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Cool, cool, cool. Sounds good. Yeah. And then now you hosted a comedy show, like a showcase, 2 days, right? Tell me about that experience. Because that was the longer time, right? You were up there to talk to the audience. How,
Yeah.
how did that go?
It was really good. The first time
Okay.
I had ever hosted, I was a little terrified
Okay.
because, like, the guy I was hosting for, he was very nice, but he was a little intimidating.
Okay.
Um, but it was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. The second time when I
Okay.
hosted at CG's though, oh my god, that time was so great because, like,
Yeah.
the 2 other comics who were performing, it was Mike Stricker and, Raul Sanchez,
Raul
and
Sanchez. Yeah.
yeah, and they were both so pleasant to talk to, like,
Yeah.
backstage,
Yeah.
and they were so
Awesome.
nice.
Awesome.
Um, and, like, they had a mini fridge filled with water bottles, which I
Right.
really liked. I was very happy about that. But it was, like, it was so much fun because it was, like,
Yeah.
I that was, like, when I really solidified, like, my 15, I think.
Yeah.
And, like, I got some good crowd work, and a lot of people took
Awesome.
pictures with me afterwards, which was very fun.
Yeah. That's so great.
Um
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird because I was like, "I'm not that important, but I'll take a picture with
No,
you."
don't ever think that. No, I hate it when people say that. No, no, no.
"Oh, no,
That
I'm sorry."
no, 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 no. I'm just saying, like, just go out there and you're a comic. You're a comic, And then there was an interview with Jerry Seinfeld where he was like, this is the one job where you're not practicing. Once you're up on stage, you're a comic. I mean, you're working your material, but they introduce you as a comic. They're like the next comedian come to the stage, and you're a professional comic. You're doing what you need to do and you're doing it well. So, let people take pictures with you. And yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's
like the
weird.
mentality, like, it's great to just, like, hey, I'm gonna own this, I'm gonna whatever mic it is, whatever show it is, even if there's like 2 people in the audience on a Tuesday night at a bar, which there are those shows, and it's like I'm gonna treat this like Madison Square Gardens,
Yeah.
go in there and own it. No, it's so great. Where Where can we oh, so, you mentioned CG's. Where was the other one at, the show that
Comedy
you hosted?
Shrine.
Oh, you hosted a show there too on a weekend,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Mhm.
Alright. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's do you ever think you want to produce a show?
Oh yeah, so I'm
Okay.
currently I'm in the process of assisting like production with a show at the Comedy Shrine because
Okay.
it's like they're trying to put up another like all women's show,
Okay.
and it's me and three other comics, Katie
Okay.
Phillipson, Maheen Hussein, and Bianca Roman.
Awesome.
And since
Okay.
I'm in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, since I'm in Ohio, I'm like, I'll run the
Yeah.
social media, which I'm very excited about because I like social
That's so
media.
great. So
Yeah,
you're
and
gonna
then
get into producing. That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm trying to produce some shows in Ohio too, just because
Okay.
I'm teaching. So my school, for one thing, they have this thing called an exco, which is it stands for experimental college,
Okay.
and as part of that, like any student can teach a class about anything they want for credit. So I'm teaching a stand-up class this semester. It's very like low key,
Nice.
but it's like 25 kids. We're all like kind of just like watching stand up and learning how to write it, and then at the end we're going to do a showcase, and so
That's
that
so
I'm going to
great.
produce. Yeah, and then
You're
I'm trying to
you
start a
yeah.
stand up club
Okay.
where like we produce shows because I have a couple Chicago people and Cleveland people who want to do shows at Oberlin, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that to happen.
Wow. Man, like less than a year, you're already producing shows and you're at what was I doing wrong my first year? Oh, I don't know. Like what? Wow, that is impressive. That is impressive. You're producing shows back at college because you never know who wants to try stand up. And do people ask you like how, what for any advice? Like what do you tell them when let's say your friend wants to be like, "Hey Hannah, I want to do stand up comedy, like what should I do?" What would you tell them?
Usually I just kind of say like try it, like it's very
Yeah.
fun. I never like know how to give advice because like
Yeah.
I still think of myself as also because I am very new. I still am like, am I qualified to give advice? But like I usually
Right.
just say like try it. It'll be
Yeah.
fun. Like
Yeah.
don't be nervous. It's very
Right.
chill.
Right.
But yeah, I usually that's kind of what I say.
Awesome. Have you talked to other comics and have they given advice or how's that whole support system for you in the Chicago community?
It's really good. Like
Okay.
honestly, everyone has been pretty nice to me. I don't think
Okay.
there's anyone who's been like outwardly mean to me,
Okay.
honestly, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've gotten a lot of good advice. Like one of my favorite pieces of advice I got was from this one guy. His name's Nathan Clements, but he told me
Okay.
because he's a Wisconsin comic who goes to
Okay.
Chicago. And the piece of advice he gave me was comedy is a lot of driving and waiting. And 2 weeks later, I got stranded in Canton, Ohio until midnight from going to a comedy show. And then I like thought about it.
Wow.
I was like, he was right. He was right. And then on my way to his show was where we
Yeah.
got the flat tire.
Oh
So
my
he
God. I know there's a lot of crazy situations, isn't there? I had a rental car. I went to go yeah, I had to rent a car to go do like a stand-up comedy one time. I went to a governor's state or no. It was it was actually a restaurant like tap comedy. It was called Comedy Under the Tap. It was like a showcase a long time ago, but my car died in the parking lot. Like I couldn't turn on my car. And this was after the show. It was like late. And I thought seriously, I thought I was gonna run out of gas on the way there too. Like there was no gas station for like I still had like another 10 miles to go and it was on like E. Like this
mm,
is great. So I get there, do the show, come out, my car dies, go back in, ask some comics to help me jump my car. This is all road shows, right? Road shows. This
yeah, no, it's
is
so
the way it is.
stressful. Because
Yeah.
when I'm at school now, I don't have my car. I have to either borrow cars, get rides, or rent a car. Um, and the cars they rent out at my school are electric cars.
Yeah.
And like there are not a lot of electric car charging stations. And the ones that there are, they take about 2 hours to charge the car
Oh
like
my
20
God.
miles. So I have a show that's like an hour and a half away from my campus. I get in the car, it has 80 miles. It's 60 miles there. And I was like, I look and I'm like, okay, there's a charging station right next to the club. I'll just charge there while I'm doing my set.
Yeah.
I'll come back, I'll drive home. I get there, the charging station is broken, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh my god."
no.
So I'm freaking out because
Yeah.
this is my second day back from, and at school, and
Mhm.
I didn't know any of the comics who were at the show, and I was just, like, freaking out. My phone was about to die too.
Oh,
So I,
wow.
like, had to call, like, customer service and be like, "Where is the closest charging station?" I had to
Right.
wait 2 hours for it to charge enough. And, like,
Oh
Canton,
my
Ohio,
god.
it's kind of a dangerous area, so I had to wait outside of my car too, with my phone about to die, like,
Oh
crying
my
in the parking
god.
lot. And then I got home just fine. I got home at, like, 1:30 on a
Okay.
Sunday night,
Oh my
but
god.
it was so stressful. So every time I'm like, "This show's gonna go poorly," I'm like, "No, it won't go as poorly as getting stranded in Canton, Ohio. I'll be fine."
Right. And that's one of the things about performing comedy. No matter how your day is, no matter what goes on, you have to get on stage and make people laugh. You have to get back into that. You just have to like switch off like your whole day. And it could be the most disastrous day. Like I'm married with 2 kids. I got 2 small kids. The kids, they like drive you nuts a lot of times. But it's so funny. Every time I'm about to go to a show, all hell breaks loose with them. Like it was just like, and I just look back, I'm like, oh my God, like this is all in my head now. And I have to leave with this. Like I have to leave with chaos in my head. But it's like, that's the thing. You get up there and you do your thing, you shut everything off and you're in your mode, right? Is there anything you do to prepare yourself before you get on stage? Do you listen to music or do you have a mantra or
I usually I love, like, going in my car and, like, listening to, like, good music or, like,
okay.
a funny podcast,
Okay.
but I typically, like, depending on whatever the music I'm listening to at the time is, like, I'll just, like, blast it in my car,
Okay.
and, like, get there and then, like usually before a show, I'm very quiet and I don't
Yeah.
socialize with a lot of people, but then, like, right
Yeah.
before I'm about to go up, I start talking to people, and that usually helps me, like, get in the rhythm of it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Really cool. Um, so now, it's so great, like, you've done so much. It's like you've done 30 years of comedy in, like, 9 months or 10 months. Like, it's awesome. You've done a lot. You've done everything. You've experienced, road gigs where you've, like, um, you know, been through a lot to get to a show. I mean, this is all like people of like 30, 35 years in comedy who can relate to this. I think in the first year of my comedy, I think I went to like one mic a week or something, whatever I could do, because I'm like, what am I doing? But it's pretty cool. What anything you want to plug? What's coming up for you?
Um, I don't know. I guess, like, if I can get the shows well, if you're in the Ohio area and you wanna watch my stand-up class do a
Okay.
show, I haven't planned the date yet, but
Okay.
it'll probably be, like, mid-May.
Mid-May.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I'm also trying to, like, book an outdoor show at my college,
That's
probably the
awesome.
last week yeah, probably the last weekend of April.
Okay.
So, if you're in Ohio,
Okay.
come on out.
I'll come out to do a show. I don't know if I'll
Yeah,
ever be in Ohio, but I do go for shows, so I'm like, I'll do it if, that's awesome.
yeah.
Outdoor shows are the best. They're really cool to do.
Yeah,
Being
I'm excited
outdoors,
for it because
Yeah,
we have a
definitely.
really nice, like, park area. It's called, like,
Okay.
Tappan Square, but it's a huge gazebo where they perform, like, a lot of, like, jazz concerts and stuff like that, so it has,
Okay.
like,
Nice.
equipment, but I wanna do it there, and I'm
Okay.
hoping I can get it booked soon, but I'm very
Yeah,
excited for that.
definitely. Good luck with that. That is
Thanks.
awesome. That is awesome. What's your handle? Where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, so my Instagram is, at Hannah B. dot E or dot ELMONT. I, like,
Okay.
forgot how to spell my
All
name for
right.
a second.
There's a dot between the B and the E in Belmont. It's
Yes,
Hannah B. Dot
'cause
Elmont.
there's too many Hannah Belmonts
Is
apparently.
there
I don't know, I didn't think it was
a
that
lot of
common of a
Hannah
name.
I was like Googling your name and I found all like different Hannah Belmonts.
Well, 'cause
But
apparently there's a character from Degrassi who's in
yes,
it for, like,
yes,
10 episodes who's named Hannah
yes.
Belmont,
I was like, oh
and I'm
my
like
God, she was on Degrassi. Oh, this is gonna be great.
I wish, but I like found that out one day and I was like, why people
That's
either
so
have heard
awesome.
of that or they like talk to me about Castlevania because like the main character's name is like something Belmont. I like
Yeah.
Steve Belmont. No, it's not Steve. It's something like it's like something along those lines.
Hilarious. Oh my God, Hannah, thank you so much. But we're gonna go into this other segment I do. It's called
Okay.
Ragu's Hot Sauce Seat. No relation to my name and sauce. Just I don't know. It's just there.
Okay.
All right. It's a bunch of random questions, but I just want to see what you come up with first as your answer. You ready?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You have a special power to choose between from flying or invisibility. Which one would you want to be
Oh,
doing?
flying because I like
Okay.
getting places quickly.
Yes, that's cool. That's awesome. I like that. For invisibility, I have weird answers, and it's always very wrong. Like people want to go to different places, invisible. I'm like, okay, that's what you want to do.
Interesting. Well, because there was like an episode of like Supernatural, I think, where this guy could turn invisible and he just went
Yeah,
into women's locker rooms,
there you
and
go.
that was the whole episode. But
That's what.
it was like a childhood actor from like the like Disney Channel shows. So I
Oh,
like saw
okay.
the episode and I was like, this is weird.
This is that's interesting. All right, number 2. You're on a raft with a baby, a nun, and an old man, and there's only room for 3 of you. You got to push one of them off, and they're not going to make it to sea. They're just going to drown. Which one are you going to push into the ocean or whatever and be like, bye?
I don't know, because I feel like there's like layers to that question. Because like
That's true.
there are some old men who are really mean to me. Like I'm a
Oh,
waitress, and like old men are the main demographic of people who
yeah.
are mean to me, but also nuns too because I'm Jewish. So
Oh
it's
boy.
like it's definitely not the baby. I can tell you that. I
Oh, the
guess
baby.
I guess the old man. I
That's
don't
fine.
know.
Yeah, I mean, people say old man and they say, oh, he's lived his life. He can go. And then they say nun because if you keep the nun around, she's going to try to give religious advice to you. People have said the
Oh, that's
baby.
true.
People have said the baby, like, hey, it's only been a little while. They haven't really lived. Doesn't matter. Just,
Babies are cute. Like, could you imagine
well,
like looking at a baby as you're pushing it
but
into the ocean to die? That's like
you
so sad.
just cry all the time. Like, what are
Yeah.
you going to
But so do
do?
old men. Old men
Old
also cry all the
Old
time.
men cry, they pee, they do all kinds of things. That's true. Yeah, push the old man off. Like we
Yeah.
don't need to deal with all that. Like we don't have. The alert is not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Just throw the alert out first, and then see what happens. It's like you don't need this. Okay. There's a movie made about you. Who would you want playing you?
Oh. Hmm. That's a really good question. I don't know. I guess like I've been told that I look like the girl from 13 Reasons Why who's named Hannah Baker,
Oh
which is
my
really
God, that her?
and people
Wow,
say
that's
I look
pretty
like her.
morbid considering her
No, I
character of like what.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, but I get that. Like she's a British actress. Like I get that. Like kind of look wise but then when you think about the character she plays, like it's
Well, I had like at my first retail job, my coworkers called me Hannah Baker and they called
no,
me in like in front of my mom once and she was
no.
like, "Oh my god."
Oh my God, no, that's horrible. Hannah Bates.
It,
Oh, and her name is just there in like all kinds of the bad context of like
yeah.
that whole series. Hannah
Well,
Baker.
during that entire series too, like when it was coming out, people would be like, haha, you guys have the same name. I'm like, great.
No,
I'm so glad I'm associated with this character.
that is crazy. Oh my God. Wow. Poor you. No, you gotta end that. You gotta stop that. No. Hey, whoever, don't call her Hannah Baker. Like, watch something else. Don't you're doing the wrong thing. It's oh my God. Okay, here we go. but like, yeah, so movie, I don't know. I see a lot of different actresses like playing you, even if they don't look a lot like you, like, you know, their personalities, like Anne Hathaway, she's got that, I think, bubbliness and, you know, and I don't know. I'm not
I
too
can see
good.
that. I one
I
time
don't know.
had like a drunk man at work say that I look like Salma Hayek, and
Okay.
I was like, he was like, "You've," he was like, "You've never gotten that before?" I'm like, "No, because I'm a white person. What are you
So,
talking about? I don't look anything like her.
Salma
Like
Hayek. Oh,
I want to look like her, but I don't." And it was so
that
funny.
is funny. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Wow. If you wrote an autobiography, what would it be called? What would you call it?
Oh, I've actually thought about this before.
Okay.
Pretending not to be scared because I told like that's like one of the pieces of advice I gave to my friend, and she
Okay.
was like, "That sounds like the name of a book," and I was like, "If I
Yeah.
ever write a book, I'll do that, I guess."
Pretending not to be scared. I like that. I like that. Buy Hannah Baker. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. People would definitely buy that. I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, 1000%. That should be my
No, that's
stage thing.
I know, right? Oh. No, that's cool. Okay, you're at a store. What items would you buy to make the cashier really uncomfortable?
Oh, well, like laxatives, a condom,
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
and what's
Laxatives.
like maybe like a mango.
A
Like,
mango.
or is that the fruit that people like what's the fruit that people use as, like, an example for vaginas? Is that it? No, grapefruit, it's a
I have
grapefruit.
no idea. Like, I don't know. I've never been
It's
asked that before, personally. Like, I just that's interesting. I don't know. No, oh, thank you. I used to like mangoes. I'm not gonna cut them open. That's for sure. I'm just gonna bite into it. I don't want to.
with the can you eat the skin of a mango? I don't
I
think
don't
you
know,
can.
but you just made mangoes really weird for me. I'm not, I'm just gonna straight juice. Never, no, I can't even. Never mind. You know what? We're gonna move on. That's already. Let's just say like anything with laxative condoms, whatever you add with that is gonna be weird. Candles, like it doesn't matter.
Automatically.
Stapler. I mean,
A rose,
a
like, yeah.
rose, a rose. Maybe that's the most like unoffensive. Maybe a rose.
A rose, maybe.
I can't think of anything weird with. Yeah, that's true. A rose. I don't know how
Yeah.
that. Wow, you cracked this puzzle. Like you found a loophole, an item that makes sense. I guess. I don't know.
With the laxatives and the
Yeah,
condom.
I don't know how the rose. Wow, that's usually any item would be weird, but I think you. Yeah, that's cool. All right. A comedian that you would want to sit down and have a conversation with in the past or present, like dead or alive, like a comedian that you would want to talk to.
I really wanna talk to John Mulaney. Like, I know
Okay.
that's a very common answer, but I just,
Yeah.
like I he's a very oh, Bill Hader also. I think Bill Hader,
Bill
I would
Hader.
get along. Or
Okay.
I
That's
want to
cool.
think that we'd get along, but
That's
I think those 2 definitely.
okay. Awesome. Very cool. I don't know why I put this in here. Android or iPhone, like it matters. I don't
iPhone.
okay, cool. I don't know. Yeah, I had both. Like I had iPhone once and I had an Android and back to iPhone. I don't know. Okay. You're in a box of crayons. And if you imagine those box of crayons with the tons of colors, like which color would you want to be in a box of crayons?
Pink.
Okay, that's nice.
I'm like, I oh my god, I wish I have a pink hat, like, on my desk. Like, I'm a
Okay.
very pink person,
Oh,
I
that's
think.
cool.
My
Yeah.
water bottle's pink, like, everything
Is,
I own is
is
pink.
this your wait? You have a desk in your common like? Where are you? Right? Are you at? You're at a
I'm in
desk.
my dorm room.
Oh, you are. Okay. Is that your
Yeah.
roommate?
Yeah, my
You better
roommate.
tell her whoever passes the screen has to talk, or like because what's her name?
Hadley.
Hadley, hey, how's it going? You passed by the screen, so now you have to like say hi.
I have
We're
my earphones in. She can't
Oh,
hear
you are. She
you.
can't hear. Oh, that's crazy. Oh man, like I want her to know she's on like NBC. You're on NBC or something.
NBC.
Yeah. Just tell her like you're on network TV right now. You're
I don't want to scare her. I think she's doing homework.
all right. I'm just kidding. No, it's cool. Oh my god. All right. Last question. Ragu or Prego?
Oh, I don't actually. I like this different sauce. It's called
Okay.
Rao. It's
Rao.
like
All right.
yeah, like RAO. I
Yeah.
think I've
Rao.
had ragu before. I
Yeah.
think I've had ragu like a really long time ago, and I remember it was good. But I really like Rao.
Yeah, ragu's not the best sauce. I don't like it either. I don't even like either of them. I like the other sauces that are around, but I've never tried Rao. That's interesting. That's
It's good.
I've been
I think it's like I don't remember which grocery store I get it at, but my mom.
yeah. Well, your sound cut out. Did you go on mute? That's weird.
Hold up.
Oh yeah, you're back now. Thank God. Like
Okay.
you like went through this whole thing and then all of a sudden at the end, like I can't hear you. That's
My
no,
AirPods
but what were
might
you saying?
I might have almost died. My mom like buys it at like Whole Foods, I think. So we just always
Okay.
have it in the house. I have never tried Prego though, I don't think.
It's not bad. It's a little chunkier, as they say. It definitely has a little more in it. So
Mm.
it's yeah. But I asked that question, and some people say ragu just because I'm interviewing them, and some people say Prego, but mostly they say neither. Like they say neither.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. We learned a lot about you, about your journey. So you have now just go over like what you again, just what you have going on, like those dates of when you might have shows. Just refresh for everybody.
Yeah, so I believe the stand-up showcase for my class will be sometime like mid-May, and then
Okay.
I'm trying to get a outdoor show planned for April, and then I
Okay.
might be doing a couple shows nearby, like
Okay.
periodically, but I
Okay.
just started my 2 musicals, so
Yeah.
those are definitely
Yeah.
strange, but
Nice.
yeah. If you wanna
Nice.
come see my musical, it's May it's like May 7th and 8th, I think.
Very cool. And I just thought of something. I wanted to ask you this, and because you started like during the pandemic, right? You started like
Mhm.
so this is, and I should have asked you this before, and we have like 2 or 3 minutes, but um you how was that for you? Because you didn't start on stage, you started during Zoom shows, right? Your first show
I
was on
never did
stage
a
or
I never did a Zoom show. I
or did?
saw
Okay.
that No, I saw that and I was like, "That doesn't look great." I did do a class. I did a class
Okay.
over Zoom briefly. It was like a one-time class, and
Okay.
I remember it was still while I was in my first year of college, like, right towards the end, and the
Okay.
instructor is, like, a comic in Canada, and it was me and 2 other guys, and we
Right.
did stand up or we, like, recited our, like, jokes that we had written in the class, and what he said to me he was so mean to me. He said, "That was interesting. You have a weird mind. It'll be great when you're not shit." And I was like,
What?
"Oh."
What? That's
Yeah,
pretty
and I was
what?
like and after he said
No.
that, I was like, "I'm gonna show this bitch." And so then I, like,
Yeah.
did stand up right when I got
Yeah.
back from
Right.
school and, like, when
Right.
quarantine kinda ended.
That's right. You said June. So June 2021, pretty much everything was open by then. I always forget
Yeah.
when the Zoom ended and when shows started. It's always a blur because I met comics who started during Zoom shows. That was their first shows. And and then they go on stage. But but yeah, Zoom was interesting. I did a lot of Zoom shows. The one thing the one thing I got out of it was networking. I just met other comics from other cities, and that was a good thing. But yeah, it's weird. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. But very
Yeah.
cool, Hannah. So great to talk to you. I think a lot of people learned a lot about you. You are at Hannah B. Elmont, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. On Instagram and Twitter too. Same thing.
Twitter, it's Hannah E. Belmont,
Oh
so
my God,
it's
it's
slightly
very, very
different.
complicated. Why do you do this? Like, why do you?
I'm so
Okay,
sorry, I
Hannah.
need to fix it.
No, you're fine. You can just, I'll put it on when I repost, and I'll let everybody know your handles. So very cool. So great to talk to you, Hannah. You have a good night, and I'll see you out on the scene.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for having me. I'll see ya.
Oh, no problem. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. That was Hannah Belmont, everybody. Oh my God, she has done so much in just less than a year, and she's done a great deal. Well, you know what? That was our show today, and next week we're gonna have another really great guest. I'm gonna be putting out that post, pretty soon, in like a day or so. You'll see who the next guest is. And this has been Talking Funny. My name is Raghu Adibatla, and we will see you next week.